Hey guys, what's going on? This is Mr. Cole, and I'm joined by Henry the historian. Henry, would you like to say hi to everybody?
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Henry. Shout out UNCG for giving me this education. Let's go.
All right, so this is called the Second New Deal. As we learned in class today, the New Deal was FDR's program in order to get our country out of the Great Depression.
For sure.
When he runs for re-election in 1936, he's running for his second term of office, and he's wildly popular because he's helped started to climb the country out of the Depression. And so he creates more programs that he's going to call the Second New Deal. Henry?
For sure. Yeah, and the thing is that after the Depression, people just want anything to get out of that. And FDR really provided that hope. So
Yeah, absolutely.
they were ecstatic about him.
Absolutely. All right. So FDR continues on his track towards trying to get people employment. So he does that by creating more programs, just like he did with the CCC. He adds a new program called the Works Progress Administration. And what the WPA did was basically had the government pay for like literally any job ever. Airports, roads, clothing, schools, murals, parks. Back in my hometown, the train station mural was painted by the WPA. The WPA paid for actors to run theaters. I mean, they basically paid anybody. And then he also created the National Youth Administration. What this did was provide education and work for like high school students who had dropped out of school in order to go and try and find a job or like become a hobo. Henry?
Right, for sure, and it definitely provided new jobs for the people. So basically, I mean, it was like getting an allowance for going to bed when your parents ask.
Yeah.
It was just giving away money.
Yep, absolutely. The government was racking up huge amounts of debt paying all these people. Now, here in Tiffin, kind of cool, we have a lasting legacy of the WPA and a building that was actually built by the WPA. You probably all recognize it as our football stadium. Our football stadium was built by the WPA during the Great Depression. So the government paid workers to build a high school football stadium.
For sure, I've ran over a lot of people on that field.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Flag football.
Yeah, in flag football?
Shout out Keller.
Nice. All right. So FDR also, during his Second New Deal, made a big emphasis on trying to improve labor relations in our country. He did this through the Wagner Act. What the Wagner Act did was establish the National Labor Relations Board, which was designed to settle disputes between unions and workers. So he starts giving unions more advantages over their employees, their employers. And he also passed the Fair Labor Standards Act, which many of us have never heard of, but we've all heard of the effect of it. This finally made a minimum hourly wage, and it also set the maximum hours per week at, I believe at this time, 45. So we're close to like the 40-hour work week.
Right. So now people had a set time they could work, when they were going to work, and how much they were going to make, which probably wasn't as good in some cases for them. Because you have to remember they're just giving away money.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, then we go to Social Security. Social Security is FDR's lasting legacy during the New Deal. What Social Security is, as we work, as young people, the young workers, people who are currently working and getting income, we pay taxes on that income. And the Social Security tax, actually that money goes to retiree citizens who are 65 and older. And so we are paying to support retired citizens. Now, the cool thing about it is that when we retire, when we get to be 65 years old, the young people who are working now, or working then, will be paying to support us. So it helps secure basically people who are retired, so that people are able to retire comfortably and not have to work all the way up through their 60s, 70s, and 80s. It also included unemployment compensation. So if you are fired by your employer, then the government will come in and will pay for at least a couple months worth of your income as you look for a job. It also gave aid to families with disabilities.
Yeah, I think it's kind of stupid, but
Why do you think it's stupid?
because we just got my W-2s for my job, and $300 some went out to Social Security, and I said, "What is this?" And my dad said, "Well, it's going to retired people." No, I don't need that. That's my money I work for. I need it now. I don't need it in 50 years.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
if I die in 30 years, I expect that back in heaven.
All right. Sounds good. All right. And then the New Deal coalition. basically what the New Deal did was greatly expand the role of government in people's lives. And FDR's policies spoke to a wide range of people. And it really creates a weird group of people. It merges. FDR had a lot of support from Southern white Democrats. Democrats had traditionally at this time been from the South and had been white. But FDR's policies about some of the jobs programs really also attracted African Americans as well. So you have Southern whites and African Americans kind of joining together in what we call a coalition. This included also labor unions, Roman Catholics, Jewish people, and immigrants. So you get this really, really, really wide range of people that begin supporting the Democratic Party. This will form the voter base for the Democratic Party for the next 30 to 40 years. This is like the defining election where Democrats really find their voting base of who they are going to target in the voting.
And, basically it took every group and category of people and put them, together in unison. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy in history because I remember that day in the movies.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy watching them all come together despite their differences for this purpose. It's the voter base.
Absolutely. So that's going to finish up the New Deal. In class, we're going to talk about the impact of the New Deal, but I'd like to hear Henry's thoughts just generally as we finish up. What are your thoughts on FDR and FDR's job with the New Deal?
FDR's my hero. I have two heroes, FDR and TR, both end with an R, because they're rocking awesome. FDR got us out of this depression and brought jobs to the people. And that's why the people love this guy. He brought jobs to us, he got us out of this depression, and got us back on track for where we are now.
Absolutely. All right, well, that's it for the second New Deal, guys. Make sure that you take notes on this as you come in with notes in your notebook from this, and be ready for a quiz. All right, I'll see you guys.